Toasty Tuesday, at least by February standards, and dry tomorrow. But that won't last into the weekend if rain might impact your Valentine's Day plans.
A late-night liquor license in limbo.
It would be detrimental to us.
A downtown nightclub claims it's being unfairly targeted. The data divide on who pays for big tech.
The electric rate increases are what's driving the general inflation.
Tonight, 5 on Your Side investigates who's on the hook to power progress. Tonight, data centers are front and center in 2 local communities. This is 5 on Your Side at 10. I'm Kelly Jackson.
And I'm Mike Bush. Just hours ago, St. Charles leaders hit pause on a plan that could lead to a permanent ban on data centers. The Planning and Zoning Commission chose to hold off on zoning changes that would formally block the facility citywide. A temporary 1-year ban has been in place since August. Tonight, staff presented new language to clearly define data centers and to make sure they're not treated like warehouses, while also proposing they not be listed as an allowed land use. Residents spoke on both sides before the commission decided to wait.
Bans send signals. A permanent ban sends a signal that says, hey, we're not here just to deal with impacts. We're actually saying, don't come to our region and don't knock on the door.
The moratorium was very forward-thinking. It is exactly the message that we want to send to other communities.
The commission says it wants another couple of months before making a decision to send the ban to the full city council for a final say. And at tonight's Festus City Council meeting, a community group delivered a petition of more than 1,400 signatures demanding decisions on data centers be put on the ballot. The council did not say how it will address those demands.
A boom in new data centers could drive utility rates even higher at a time when your electric bill is already at a breaking point. Tonight, 5 on Your Side's Laura Barcheski investigates the data divide and who really pays the price for big data.
Well, Kelly, a single data center campus can consume as much energy as an entire city. That kind of load requires massive upgrades, forcing utilities to pour billions of dollars into the grid to deliver the power.
Missouri's data center boom is unprecedented. 58 data centers across the state and counting. Here in St. Louis, there are 19 small-scale data centers that don't require major energy infrastructure investment. A much bigger power drain is happening in Kansas City, 31 sites, including a 33-acre campus for Meta and bigger sites on the way.
There are facilities in development now that will use 2 gigawatts of electricity. And to put that in context, the largest nuclear reactor we have in this country produces about 1 gigawatt.
Upgrades critics fear residents will get stuck paying for. Consumers Council Missouri Attorney John Kaufman says in Missouri, Ameren rate increases are nothing new.
The electric rate increases are what's driving the general inflation that we're experiencing here in Missouri and in the country.
And then there's costs.
Ari Pesco, the director of the Harvard Electricity Law Initiative, studies the fast-growing industry.
There's a risk that the utility spends a lot of money and then there's no data center ever here to pay for that. But there are upgrades across its system that the utility may make to serve that data center. And that's where things often get spread across to everyone.
And with progress comes efforts to protect the public's interest. In 2025, the Missouri Public Service Commission put in a rate tariff for Ameren, Missouri, outlining rules for large users like data centers.
These customers have to pay 100% of the direct interconnection costs, anything really associated with connecting them to our network.
Ameren's James O'Mara says as part of the contract, large users have to pay 2 years worth of bills up front, pay 80% of their minimum demand charges whether they use the energy or not, and they can't receive discounts from the utility.
In the event that customers have to terminate, there's provisions that outline notices they have to provide and any financial obligation due to ensure that we're made whole from that contract.
Last year, the Missouri legislature passed Senate Bill 4. While addressing some issues with large-scale data centers, Kaufman argues it doesn't protect consumers.
So our worry is that residential customers, ordinary households, will be paying in advance for a power plant to serve a data center even before the data center comes.
That portion of the new law is called construction work in progress. In a statement following our interview, Ameren said it does not have any projects currently with the Missouri Public Service Commission seeking CWIP. The Consumer Council also filed for a rehearing of the tariff, which was denied by the Public Service Commission.
The orders that we've seen come out of the Public Service Commission seem to prioritize economic development.
Still, Ameren is confident big data will pay up.
We're really proud of the result to ensure that these customers pay their fair share of connecting to the grid.
Others believe there's still a chance residents will bear some of the burden.
In this case, we don't really know because of the secrecy involved.
The City of Warrenton's Board of Aldermen approved a data center near I-70 late last month, but there are proposals happening all over the region, including in Festus, Union, and even in the Metro East.
Tonight, a former substitute teacher in the Fort Zumwalt School District is accused of having sex with a teenager living in his home and under his care. Prosecutors charge Ryan Zoll with endangering the welfare of a child. The victim's a 17-year-old boy. Zoll is a former substitute in the Fort Zumwalt School District.
When it's a minor, it's even more disheartening. And we become concerned that there's other victims out there, that there could be other victims out there.
Fort Zumwalt officials say Zoll worked at 17 different schools since 2017 and no longer works for the district. They don't believe any students were victimized by Zoll.
A teenager is now in juvenile custody charged in the shooting death of a rideshare driver in Ferguson. Police say Shannon O'Brien was not the intended target. 3 men stepped out of her car on Wynwood Court and got into a shootout with another group. She got caught in the crossfire. Tonight, a 17-year-old is being held on several charges, including second-degree murder. Tonight, in a story you'll only see on 5 on Your Side, owners of a long-standing downtown nightclub say they are being unfairly targeted by St. Louis officials and influential neighbors.
The city just notified Europe nightclub just off Wash Ave that its ability to serve liquor until 3 a.m. is now at risk of being revoked due to safety concerns. As Brent Solomon explains, the owners say they aren't going down without a fight.
For 2 decades, Europe Nightclub has been a staple of the St. Louis nightlife scene.
It was the nightlife district, right? It was where all the clubs were.
But the beat could soon stop for its late-night operations. Just last week, the city's excise commissioner issued an official notice of protest against the club's ability to serve liquor until 3 a.m. If the protest succeeds, the club would be forced to stop serving booze at 1:30.
The majority of our business comes through in that late night hour because a lot of the South City bars close at 1:30. So that's kind of one thing that Wash Ave was known for, is to get that late night rush, that late night crowd. And there are not very many 3 a.m. venues left.
Neighborhood representatives cite crime as a concern.
3 a.m. licenses have been historically a problem in the neighborhood. Club Europe in particular, their customers have been involved in a number of violent incidents over the past few years. So generally speaking, we support the protest.
Europe's owner, Bobby Baker, argues the club is being used as a scapegoat.
If someone calls 911, we are one of those freestanding buildings in that area that is well lit and well marked. So if you're at 15th and Washington Avenue or 15th and Delmar and they ask where are you located, you look up and you see a big sign that says Club Europe. We're only open Friday and Saturday, so if a call's on Thursday and we're not open, essentially it's still tied to us.
Baker is now in a 30-day race to collect enough signatures to keep her doors open late.
I didn't open this business to close it.
Brent Solomon, 5 on Your Side.
The club has until next month to submit signatures in support of its request to continue staying open late. A formal protest hearing will be scheduled after that deadline.
Tonight, survivors of the May 16 tornado in North St. Louis got help in applying for much-needed assistance. 314 Oasis Happy Hour at Fountain Park. The group says about 5,000 private property owners have yet to apply for the $50,000 lifeline for the city's private property assistance program.
The community is still in big need. A lot of people still have problems with their basic needs. This is just another opportunity to make sure that the resources that were given by the government to help people actually get to the people.
The deadline to apply was recently pushed back 2 weeks to February 28th. Another resource fair will be held February 17th from 5:30 until 8 at the O'Fallon Park Rec Complex. We have a link to apply on KSDK.com.
We are at an hour of desperation.
A new plea tonight from Savannah Guthrie as a purported ransom deadline looms for her missing mother. Grief cut brief by chaos.
I can't take up for the people that's acting like animals.
Tonight, the fight leaving one family in anguish and a Ferguson church foregoing funerals.
Most of the snow now gone, and the likelihood of seeing more anytime soon is low. But there are rain chances over the weekend ahead. We're timing out our Valentine's weekend in 7 minutes.
I'm on Cades Cove Drive, and the first home is officially demolished. U.S. Army Corps of Engineers is demolishing 6 homes that are above radioactive waste. Now, this took less than an hour for the first home. One family had been living there for about 28 years. They asked her if she left anything inside, and she said heart. This whole process from removing all of these homes to remediation will be done by this fall, and from there the property will be returned to the families.
Just hours ago, Today Show host Savannah Guthrie released a new video as the search for her missing mother enters a second week.
Law enforcement is working tirelessly around the clock trying to bring her home, trying to find her. She was taken and we don't know where. And we need your help.
The search for 84-year-old Nancy Guthrie is about to enter its 10th day. It's been nearly 4 hours since a deadline passed from her purported kidnappers demanding $6 million for her return. The FBI says at this time there are no suspects and they're not aware of any communication between the Guthrie family and any kidnappers.
Tonight, a grieving family is speaking out after chaos cut their final goodbye short.
5 on your side's Melanie Johnson has the exclusive on new church policies designed to restore peace and respect at funerals.
Marquise Harden went to sleep only to never open his eyes again.
Everybody loved him. He was like a fat teddy bear.
The father of one son passing away at 39 years old.
What they just did on Friday, February the 6th, 2026 is always going to be remembered. And I hate that it has to be remembered like that.
A day meant to celebrate Marquise at Greater Grace Church in Ferguson cut short after people began fighting.
They had nothing to do with us, ma'am. We have no idea about those people. The church went up in chaos. They started going and they were very disrespectful.
After the incident, police were called and the church was evacuated. His aunt Marcia Smith says the behavior destroying the funeral was not a reflection of the man in the casket.
When they closed the casket and rolled them out, it was just the last thing. So they just stole all of that from us.
It's disappointing to see how people are disrespecting one another.
The bishop of Greater Grace Church breaking his silence.
We're forgetting 3 words. One word is respect, one word is honor, and one word is love.
Announcing in this letter he will no longer rent out the facility for funerals to ensure safety and respect.
Even in death, we honor a family, we honor a loved one by respecting their wishes, their desires.
I'm sincerely apologizing for the whole thing.
Despite the pain of Friday, Marcia refuses to let chaos have the last word on Marquise's legacy.
What I do want the world to know is Marquise Harden stood for something, and he loved everybody.
Welcome's Life and Celebration Center, the original venue for the funeral, is also making changes. Safety protocols, security interventions, and the right to discontinue services among the list.
Thousands of dollars worth of groceries are up for grabs for free almost every day in St. Louis, and more people are getting in on the action. These are unadvertised freebies from places like Whole Foods, Costco, and Trader Joe's. And though these stores don't really want it to make it public, they do it for a tax write-off and to fight food waste.
You can come through one time, you pick one thing off of each table. Then if it's anything left, you get back in line and come through again till everything is gone.
Tomorrow night at 10, we'll look at a real-life solution to getting more food on the table without paying a dime. Catch Michelle Lee's story in our Making Ends Meet report. That's Tuesday at 10.
Chief Meteorologist Scott Connell joins us now with the weather impact forecast. Another mild day today, supposed to be mild tomorrow, and then maybe a little rain in the forecast.
I think there's a little bit of rain in the forecast here, but the emphasis here for the rest of the work week anyway is very much on the little part of rain. There's not going to be much during the rest of the work week. Out at Lambert tonight, we've got some planes coming and going there from Terminal 2. Things pretty much on schedule because the weather's not crazy wonky tonight across much of the country. So we're around 60 for tomorrow. We were in the upper 50s today. We'll be close to 50 on Wednesday. That's a little above average, but most of the rest of the week after tomorrow is closer to average. Low rain chances Thursday into Friday, better rain chances as we head towards Saturday, especially Saturday evening. So let's get into what's going on right now. We're still in the 40s in St. Louis. Only are in the lower 30s here as you go over towards Flora. Folks on the Illinois side of the river have not enjoyed the same weather we've enjoyed west of St. Louis over the last couple of days. Yesterday it was warmer to our west. Today that made it into St. Louis. Still didn't make it over towards the Interstate 57 corridor. 48 right now. 58 was our high. As we go into tomorrow, another mild day. The winds won't be too strong, but they do shift to the north-northwest. That means a cold front's coming through, but you see it comes through without a lot of fanfare tomorrow. Any focus for rain, that is well to our south and southeast, and then high pressure nudges in here as we go into Wednesday and into Thursday morning. This system coming at us on Thursday from the west, that is basically a non-snow or rain maker for us, as it just has too much limited moisture. However, there's a lot of energy spinning here off the southwest coast. Storm track's going to be going by to our south here over the next few days. What that translates for to us is a system passing by later Thursday into Thursday night. Very low chances we'd see any rain, but a fair amount of clouds. And temperature's not too bad. One thing we don't have this weekend, even though it's a southern track, is cold air. It's not available. It's cool. We're in the 40s, but warm enough where that would be mostly rain. And it's mainly for later in the day on Saturday into Saturday night, and it winds down on Sunday. Now, as you kind of look at this weekend here, we break it down. The low rain chance on Friday, rain showers likely Saturday, and then early on Sunday, a little bit of rain. See how this shifts in by later in the day on Saturday? That most likely is going to be the time when the parade is over in Soulard and things are settling down. By the way, heat up St. Louis this Friday at your participating area Hardee's. It's rise and shine for heat. So we want to see you out there to get that sausage biscuit or egg biscuit for just $1. All of those proceeds go to Heat Up St. Louis and help a lot of our needy folks.
All right, Scott, thanks.
Here's Frank with sports.
Well, a St. Louis woman is playing great hockey at the Olympics. We have an undefeated women's college basketball team in the area, and we pay tribute to a soccer legend. We'll be right back.
And here's a look at what's coming up next on Olympic Late Night. At 10:35, it's women's snowboarding in the Big Air Final. And at 11:15, Erin Jackson and Brittany Bowe skate for gold in the women's 1,000-meter speed skating.
Southwestern Illinois College women's basketball is crushing the competition. The Blue Storm are off to their best start in history with 23 straight wins and no losses. In their most recent win against Wabash Valley, the Storm had 5 different players in double figures. Head coach Jonathan Denny says this team is a true gift to coach.
In fact, they play for each other. They share the ball. We lead the country in assists. Any given night, anybody can be our leading scorer. They've got a unique knack of finding a way to win, and that's when you got 12 competitors, 13 competitors on a team. It makes it very fun to coach.
We are a soccer town, no doubt about it. Our greatest 2 outdoor players are Pat McBride and Al Trost. In terms of indoor players, Slobo, Daryl Duran, and how about a goal-scoring phenom who had his number retired on Saturday? It was really a moment that you stopped what you were doing and just enjoyed. A soccer player's jersey going up into the rafters. And it may not have even been the best moment of Mark Moser's week.
Yeah, 2 new grandchildren in this past week, and now this jersey retirement. So next week's going to be a little rough. They're going to be a little uneventful.
And he hits the full volley. That was sweet.
There were two prolific goal scorers in St. Louis in the early 90s, Brett Hall and Mark Moser. Moser, who scored 622 goals in 404 games, had one game where he actually had 9 goals. Yes, I said 9 goals.
Got it past the goal. Oh, my God, what a goal. Well, you don't forget that, for one. I mean, 9 goals, and it was one of those nights where everything I hit went in. And at the last couple, I almost laughed when they went in because it just happened.
Moser's career happened at Riverview Gardens High School first, then on to Lewis and Clark Community College, and he finished at Sangamon State. How about making 4 All-American teams in college and winning a national title? So how and why did he score all of those goals?
Moser on his left foot, he scores! Oh, baby! When I was young, I played goalkeeper. I know what goalkeepers don't like. And I had a knack for not even having to look. I knew where the goal was at all times, and I also got myself in really good position to get my shot off. Where other players maybe had to adjust, I was always ready to shoot.
There were 2 great things about the night. He got to see his former teammates again, and right after the speech, Mark received quite a compliment.
My granddaughter, and she said, "Papa, you did really good." So when you got the approval of the 3-year-old granddaughter, you know you did okay.
They say that true goal scorers are born and not made. That talent was inside Mark Moser the day he was born.
And remember, there used to be 19,000 people
right.
at the old arena watching him
And
play.
he's such a nice guy, such a good guy.
Thanks, Frank. We'll be right back.
The Medal Count is sponsored by Ford.
The Olympic host country of Italy still leads the medal count tonight with 9 total medals. Japan, Norway, Switzerland, and Germany round out the top 5. The U.S. sits in 7th place with 2 medals, both gold. The St. Louis Aquarium is hoping some scorned lovers will spread some love this Valentine's Day to its education and conservation programs.
The Love Bites fundraiser is back again this year. It allows you to buy a veggie, superworm, or cricket that will be named after your ex and fed to an animal. The aquarium will even send you a video of your ex being devoured. The fundraiser runs through February 16th.
I'm guessing it's going to be pretty popular.
I think so.
There you have it, 5 on your side at 10. We're always streaming on your phone and TV.
Start your day with Today in St. Louis. That starts at 4:30 a.m. Have a great tomorrow.